Outcasts, and happy Friday to everyone. It's the 22nd of July and we're going to cover some traditional market stuff again as per last week. No camera again this week, unfortunately. That seemed to help a lot with the buffering on the video, so that'll be hopefully next week if you really want to see my face. I'll be back to the main PC, all being well. So okay, let's get into it. So today we're going to cover NASDAQ, oil, natural gas, gold, stocks, cores and marathon. So quite a few today. We'll start on NASDAQ on the weekly as usual. So just to recap where we are. Last week we covered this weekly level here, 12,151, and that was a huge resistance. We had 4 candles there that had given us problems, a couple of wicks, but all the closes below that level. And as of this week we've actually broken through it. So you can see last week what happened. There was it closed on a bull hammer. This candle here is a hammer formation, so bullish wick, and closed above the point of control from this little mini range and the point of control from this range here. So that's, you can see the node is quite big there, and they become a lot more useful when they stick out like that. So you can see how price reacted off it there. So this week we wicked down below, and you can see the reaction. It's jumped right through, and given it's Friday, chances of closing below here, you know, maybe if there's a world war or something, who knows, but that's a pretty strong break through that level. I'll just zoom in a bit. You can also see what's happening at the moment is it hit this weekly level exactly and rejected. These daily and weekly levels that I use are really quite powerful. We can see last time there was quite a big wick here, but the rejection off that was pretty significant. I think wick to low 14%, which is huge on NASDAQ. So this area here on the weekly, you could be looking for short positions. Personally, I would, looking at this, not an easy area to manage risk given the wicks here. So you could look for the weekly 21 or this daily level here. Wouldn't be a bad idea given the previous reaction. Just looking at the weekly stochastics though, you've got that counting against you. The momentum has turned to the upside. It's broken the 25 level, so just something to be aware of. Might be a reaction here, might be a level to look for a continuation long position. If it rejects off here, you can start drawing fibs and looking for retracements, but at the moment that's a pretty nice clean break. What I'm going to do is, just before we go to the daily, I'm just going to jump to the 4 hour because you can see what happened here in a bit better detail. You can see that this was our box here, price broke out, retested it, and then moved up to the weekly. So again, if you can't trade breakouts, that's just not a good idea, but you can take retests and you can manage risk a bit better there. So that was the position you could have taken there. Just jumping back to the weekly, the daily now. What we covered last week as well was this diagonal coming in down here that broke through, so we can remove that now. But we also had this upsloping support line, which could have given us a clue that there was some pressure higher, and then we got that weekly bull hammer. So really should have been looking for long positions there. There is a target off this. If we look at this as a triangle, you can technically you should use the start of the pattern, but the more conservative version is to use the kind of first touch to the upside, first touch to the downside, kind of 30% in, and that gives us a target up here, but it doesn't really line up with anything. So this looking on the daily, this daily level here looks pretty good, and when we were talking about short positions earlier, that's where these wicks were on the weekly. So there could be some levels up here. You might want to look for a short position, but again, I would maybe look at those more of a continuation. If it gets above this daily level, again, that's another possible long position. If you're not long already, wait for the retest. At that point, it's making higher. It's technically making higher highs, but this level here is much more of a level where you would say that it's not a reversal, but it's starting a good uptrend. Okay, so let's just look at the stochastics on here. Momentum to the upside can stay up here for a while. Obviously, we've got levels above here. We've then got the 618 from this pull down here to the low. So this the 66 kind of lines up with this little area here. Otherwise, not too much. There's some daily levels there I need to add that we need to be aware of. You can see there's lots of stuff going on here. So this 13,530 be another level if it works its way through there. So I think that's the levels covered for NASDAQ. Your potential long and potential short positions covered there. Okay, so moving on to oil. Let's get back to the weekly. Last week, my fib pull's gone. Hang on, let me just put that back on. It was this one here, wasn't it? Okay, so this was the level I was waiting for. Didn't get it, got front ran. It's come back into this box, which is a bit clearer on the daily, rejecting from the weekly 21 and kind of in a sandwich with this value area low from the VPVR. It's not much really. Again, the weekly's not really that clear. It's kind of rangy. Stochastics not telling us anything, and I wasn't going to chase this. Didn't get the 618, so didn't take it. Moving on to the daily. Let's have a look. The stochastic momentum is pretty firmly up off that bounce there. But what we can see now is this. I pulled a fib retracement from this swing high here down to the low, and this is a bit congested here, but you can see it's rejected off the 618. There was also a daily level there and the daily 21. So though when you get three things of confluence like that, it's always a good kind of signal that your probabilities of getting a reaction off there are higher for a short. There's no real fib retrace there, but it's picking up momentum. So positions from here not kind of great. You can't really long here. You'd be looking for another short position off here, or if it starts to reclaim these levels, potential long positions. For me, there's nothing really of interest there unless it kind of gets above this point of control. It's in this box range, and all I'm doing on oil at the moment really is trading very low time frame, 15 minute. There's no real swings to be had there for me. Possible short off there, but that's kind of it for oil. Okay, moving on to natural gas. What have we got? we'll go to the weekly as usual. The natural gas is not, it's quite volatile, it's not easy to trade, and I haven't covered it before. I wouldn't advise trading it if you're beginner. You can see how volatile the price movements are. I've had some quite good success with it, but you have got to be careful. So what we had on the weekly was some bullish divergence here, played off the 55 on the weekly, and moved up. The daily, what's interesting on the daily is this fib pull. So from the swing high to low, it's just coming into the 618 region here. So that if you're long, you're in to take profit here. But what I particularly wanted to show was a pattern that I posted in the Discord. Not sure if anyone took this, because I'm not sure if many people are trading natural gas, but there was a let's just look at it on the 4 hour. Might be a bit better. Some of you probably know I do like trading inverse head and shoulders patterns. This one was perfect. I traded this one from I can't remember where I get in, but I always like to get in on these by recognizing the pattern early rather than playing breakouts. You can see this one fake out, so if you tried to long this here, you would have probably got stopped out, and then this didn't even give you a retest. So there's a bit of a strategy on how to play these, which I cover in the Discord for members, and I post patterns like this, or we post patterns like this regularly. So again, if you want to become a member of Outcast, there's links in the description below on the YouTube, and we're still running a discount of 70% off. So these sort of things can be quite lucrative. Again, though, these are just my thoughts on the market, not financial advice. But this one was perfect inverse head and shoulders. The measured move down here, if we extrapolate that to the neckline, it hit perfectly. I actually closed out a bit early at 8 because why not? 618 was there, but it's obviously gone all the way through to the 66. So really nice one there, and I do like a nice pattern. So moving on to gold. Okay, let's have a look. Right, so gold, 2 weeks of patience here paid off. I was really quite pleased with myself over this one. If you remember, what we said for the last 2 weeks was I was waiting for this weekly level and the 618, and it took a while. If you look on the daily, this was bouncing around for ages, but I could see there was some weakness in it, and I stayed patient, and I said I was going to get aggressively long here, and I took it, and we've had quite a big bounce. We'll come to that in a minute. I actually thought there was going to be more of a swing failure type pattern off here, just because of previous reactions, but so far so good. That is a perfect setup. These are the type of ones I like. Sorry, I'll just move that up a little bit, where you've got several things in confluence. So I had the 200 exponential, we had a 618, we had a weekly level. I think there was even maybe a daily level in there as well. So that one really nice, and as I say, went quite aggressive. So bounce levels to the upside. I'm not calling a full scale reversal here, but if we look on the in fact, let's just have a look on the monthly. I don't think I've looked on the monthly for gold. No, not there. But every time frame from the weekly down to daily 4 hour, at that point the stochastics were really getting pretty low. So it's not going to be surprising to see a reasonable bounce here, that's for sure. All the stochastics momentum is now turning up. Let's just have a look on the daily here, see if we can zoom out. Okay, so the first thing to note, I've done a fib pull from high to low here, is this, I'll zoom in a minute, but this 618, in fact we'll just take that old one off because that's no longer of use to us now, it's getting in the way. So you can see there's a, sorry, it's from here down. There's a 618 coming in here right at this point of control, and that's quite a big volume node, so there's areas to take profit along the way, but that is going to be quite a nice target. So I'll tell you how I played this. I actually opened 3 positions at the same time, and I've closed one of them at 17.05, which is fairly low, but that's just to lock in some profit. The move up so far, 3.5%, which is quite a bit for gold. It's quite a good bounce so far. There's one of them that I'll look at taking at the probably at the 21. I have to check my trade plan on that one. And there's another one that I will close if it gets up here, and I'll take a view on it from there. Probably be check the charts nearer the time, but there might be a short position there. But that's my trade plan on gold. So that was a real nice one, and if you'd followed last couple of weeks, you would have had a good trade out of that one. So Socks is Pumpkin Party from Discord. This is his favourite one. I can't see too much on this one. What of where this bounce came from? It missed the 618 and went right through the weekly 200. So what we said last week is we were going to look for a move up through this box and then look for a long position. Just checking weekly stochastics, they're nice and uppy, so that's good. Now on the daily, this was the box that we said we want to see price get above. I'd be interested in, obviously can't really long here, I'd be interested in taking a position if it comes down here to this kind of level. It's obviously filled this gap. The daily 55 I think might be of interest to me. Other than that, there's not a huge amount on this that interests me. Let's just have a look. Yeah, it's kind of gone through the 618 there, so good bounce, but be looking for some sort of retrace levels on that one, but not much else to say there. On to, okay, so these, if you're watching the last few weeks, Cause is a Bitcoin mining company, and so is Marathon. They're two of the bigger ones, and these ones I was looking at as more kind of investment plays. Let's just jump to the weekly. Okay, so there's not many levels on the weekly. It's quite a new asset, so there's not much trade history, but it created a weekly level here, weekly level here. I think if we look at the volume, it's probably not going to tell us anything significant at all. Down here, actually, yeah, okay, so there is a point of control down here. There's a lot of volume traded, hence this hence it's stalled here and it's bouncing, so that's quite interesting. So on the weekly stochastics, we're starting to get a cross up. So I think looking for some more upside from here. What's quite funny actually, you look at this, it doesn't look like it's that much, but because it's gone down so heavily, the chart's kind of skewed. But actually, if we look at the percentage gain here, it's a 50% move and pretty tradable off that level. I think we covered this one before a while ago, and it's now regained the daily 21, which it hasn't done for maybe ever. No, since down here. So back in April. So again, not saying the signs of reversal, but it's going to be pretty thin volume in here, and expecting moves up to this level here, not kind of out of the question from here. I mean, we're talking another 80%, so not saying it's going to do that, but these are the kind of numbers that we're looking at, given how beat up this is. Only other thing I noticed, there is a slight W pattern there, which it broke out, retested. Target is probably up here at 2.3. So yeah, not much more to say about that one. Probably wait for some pullback to get into any sort of position there. Maybe the daily 21, but look for some levels where you can manage risk. Okay, and then Marathon. Again, this is another mining stock that was pretty badly beat up. I think it was down not quite 100. Sorry, I can't see that. 90 something percent. So yeah, pretty badly beat up, and some bounces to be expected. So we got weekly stochastics on the way up. This one has got a valid amount of historical data compared to cores, and what was interesting on this one, there's a really big point of control here at 22, and what do you know, if it pulled down here to down here, we've got the 618 coming in right in between, 66618 right between that point of control. So yeah, pretty compelling argument to say that it could move up to here. Big volume hole, obstacles in the way. We've got a 21 and a weekly, so look out for those for pullbacks, potential long setups. If it starts losing this 11 level, not a good sign, but that could be a potential for a long position. And I got in this down here 5.7, so what am I up at the moment? Yeah, like 150%. So these are like crypto on steroids, these things. And I'm also trading this on margin as well. So yeah, this is interesting, this level here. Anything else we need to look at on the daily? Sorry, I might have been talking about a daily a minute ago, but these are weekly levels. I don't think there's any valid daily levels here, so yeah, not much more on that one. Coming back down to here to this 11, that would be a nice potential long. The 55 would catch up then, so something to look out for there. Just one last check. Let's just, my PC starting to lag. Yeah, that's too deep a retrace for me. That wouldn't be bullish because it would break this level. Okay, so we'll stop there. That was quite a long one. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Hope this was good information for you to look at for the coming week. And any questions, just ask in the Discord. Okay, thanks very much.